Welcome everybody to Daddi and Zaki reading show, and we have someone here.
I'm just the dad.
And today we're going to be reading The Bell Tower,
where Alexandra gives her name to a friend. Alexandra went up the steep, twisting stairs of the bell tower. Chimed a small bell. Boing, boing, boing. Clanged a second, bigger bell.
I just can't wait to see those bells,
Alexandra said to herself. At last, she came to the top of the stairs. She peeked into a small room where an elderly man was tugging on a rope. When he saw the little girl, the man said, "You must be Alexandra. My name is Conrad Lang. I have been expecting you. You're the one who wants to see the bells. Come on in." Alexandra entered. There were 4 ropes hanging in the middle of the room. "This is the ringing room," Mr. Lang said. "The bells are in the room upstairs." Mr. Lang went up a little ladder, and Alexandra went up the ladder after him. "Here are the bells," said Mr. Lang. He pointed to the bell nearest to him. "That is the biggest bell," he said. "It is called Brave Simon." Alexandra turned to Mr. Lang and said,
"Do all the bells have names?"
"Oh yes," said Mr. Lang as he pointed to a smaller bell. "That bell is called Shy David," he said, "and the smaller one next to Shy David is called Chiming Glory." Then Mr. Lang pointed to the smallest bell at the end. "That bell doesn't have a name yet. It was hung later than the others." Mr. Lang and Alexandra gave the bells one last look. Then they went back to the ringing room. Alexandra put her hand on the end of one of the ropes. "That rope is for the smallest bell. Would you like to ring it?" asked Mr. Lang.
"Oh, may I?"
asked Alexandra. Mr. Lang got a sturdy box for Alexandra to stand on. Then he explained how to ring the bell. At last he stepped back and said, "All set? Pull!" Alexandra pulled the rope. Rang the bell. "Good," called Mr. Lang. "Ring it once more." Alexandra pulled sharply, and once again the silvery bell rang out. "Terrific," said Mr. Lang. "You have a real talent for bell ringing." At that moment, a woman and a man entered. Mr. Lang said, "Ah, here are 2 of our bell ringers." He turned to them. "And this is Alexandra. But where is Hofstadter?" The woman said, "He can't be here today." "Oh no," said Mr. Lang. "That means we can't ring all the bells." Alexandra started to go, but Mr. Lang stopped her. "Wait," he said. "We will ring all the bells if you will help. Do you think you could ring the little bell the way you did before?"
"Oh, yes,"
cried Alexandra. "Very good," said Mr. Lang. "But you must keep watching me. I will tell you when to ring it. Every time I nod at you, Alexandra, pull on the rope. All set?"
"All set,"
said Alexandra. When Mr. Lang nodded, Alexandra pulled the rope and the bell rang. Next came Mr. Lang's bell. Boing. Then the others rang. Tram. Gong. They rang the bells again. This time Alexandra's bell was second. Boing. Tram. Gong. On and on the bells clanged and chimed. Once Alexandra pulled too quickly, and 2 bells rang at the same moment. "Don't forget to watch me," called Mr. Lang. Alexandra didn't make another mistake. The silvery clanging of the bells filled the tower and rang out over 13th Street. At last they finished with gong, tram, boing. "Well done, bell ringers," said Mr. Lang, shaking their hands. "Well done, small Alexandra," he said. Just then, one of the bell ringers spoke up. "You know, my friends, I think we should name the littlest bell Small Alexandra, because Alexandra did such a good job today." That is a splendid name, said Mr. Lang. What do you think, Alexandra? Alexandra could hardly speak.
Smile, Alexandra.
She said at last.
I like that a lot.
It's a perfect name, said the woman. And please come back again. Small Alexandra will be glad to see you. And so will we, said Mr. Lang.
Thank you,
Smiled Alexandra as she ran from the room. From that time on, whenever Alexandra was cozy in bed or playing outside, she would look up when the smallest bell rang. It would chime. Alexandra would say,
Hi there, smile, Alexandra.
and the bell would ring back.